Picture this: you're scrolling through your feed one ordinary morning, and suddenly you see it, Samsung's next fan edition phone, the Galaxy S25 FE, officially unveiled. No endless teasers, no drawn-out hype cycle, just bam, it's here. But the crazy part, the release date might be far closer than anyone saw coming. Welcome back, viewers. James here. Hit that like button, share this with a fellow tech fan, and subscribe so you're always in the loop before the news even hits mainstream headlines. Now let's start with the timing, because this is where Samsung is already playing its first card. Reports say September 19th could be the launch date in South Korea. But here's the twist. This doesn't necessarily mean the rest of the world will wait. In fact, there's a growing possibility Samsung will do a synchronized or near synchronized launch across multiple markets, meaning you could walk into a store in the US, Europe, or Asia and see the S25 FE on display at the same time as Korea. That's a huge change from last year's S24 FE rollout, where certain markets had to wait weeks. Why the rush? Well, part of it might be strategic. Samsung's schedule this year is packed, and the holiday shopping season is creeping up fast. Dropping the S25 FE early means it gets a head start before competing devices from other brands even have a chance to steal the spotlight. And let's talk design, because if you're picturing a chunky, heavy-budget Galaxy, think again. Early hands-on leaks and renders show a slimmer, lighter build than last year's S24 FE. It's sleeker, with refined lines that bring it in step with the premium Galaxy S25 series. But this isn't just about aesthetics. Thinner bezels and a lighter frame change how the phone feels when you're holding it for hours. And for people who want that flagship feel without paying flagship prices, this matters. But here's the part that's quietly causing a stir among insiders: the processor. Originally, Samsung planned to use their in-house Exynos 2400 chip, a solid piece of silicon but not exactly earth-shattering. Then something happened: supply and production snags hit the Exynos line. Instead of delaying the phone, leaks suggest Samsung might swap in MediaTek's Dimensity 9000, a processor that, on paper, outperforms the 2400 in both single-core and multi-core benchmarks. We're talking 35% better single-core performance and nearly 28% better multi-core compared to the previous Dimensity 9300. That's a big leap, especially for a phone sitting below the flagship tier. If Samsung goes this route, the S25 FE could actually outperform expectations for its price bracket, making it one of the most capable FE models ever. Pair it with 8 GB of RAM and up to 256 GB storage, and you've got a phone that's not just good enough, but one that could genuinely last years without feeling sluggish. Battery life is still a bit of a mystery. Same say 4500 Evershield. Others claim a bump to a 4900 mAh. Either way, the more exciting upgrade is charging speed. The S25e might jump from 25EW to 45W charging, which is a huge improvement. Imagine plugging in for 20 minutes and getting hours of use back. That's the kind of real-world change people notice immediately. Now, cameras. On paper, the rear setup won't shock anyone. It's the same 50MP main sensor we've seen in recent FE models. But here's where the magic comes in. The upgraded processor means better image processing. Even with the same sensor, you can expect sharper detail, richer colors, and better low light shots. But the front camera, finally getting the glow-up fans have been begging for. We're going from the old 10p to a 12p selfie shooter, matching the regular Galaxy S25 series. Selfies should be crisper, video calls sharper, and portrait mode even more flattering. And then there's the software. Samsung is reportedly launching the S25 FE with Android 16 and One UI 8.0 out of the box. Yes, you heard that right. Many flagship devices haven't even touched One UI 8 yet. And here's the FE swooping in with the latest build from day one. And if that wasn't enough, Samsung is promising 7 major Android updates. That means if you buy this phone now, you could still be getting software updates well into the 2030s. That's unheard of in the mid-range market. And it basically kills the idea that you need a flagship for long-term support. One UI 8 itself is shaping up nicely. Early testers say animations feel smoother, app switching is snappier, and the overall polish is noticeably higher. It's the kind of update where you feel the difference immediately, even if you can't pinpoint exactly why it feels better. So, what's the catch? Honestly, there doesn't seem to be a deal-breaking downside yet, unless you were hoping for a radical new camera setup or bleeding-edge flagship performance. The S25 FE isn't trying to replace the Ultra or the Pro. It's aiming to be the phone most people actually need. And that's what makes it so dangerous for the competition. While other brands push budget flagships that still cut corners in weird places, Samsung's building a phone that's balanced across the board. Design, performance, software, and longevity without crossing that 700 line. We're now just weeks away from the official reveal, and if the rumors line up, this could be one of the most practical, well-rounded mid-range phones of 2025. The only question is, will Samsung be able to keep the hype in check, or are we about to see another launch where demand outstrips supply? Stick around, because as soon as I get my hands on the official details, you'll hear about it here first.